Welcome everyone to the Side Draft Podcast, and welcome to another race review. Today, the Xfinity Series race from Watkins Glen, and we saw a great battle for a first career Xfinity Series win by Austin Cindric. So, just a nice drive by him.
Yeah, like I said in our Fast Picks video, keep an eye on him too because he's very good at the road courses, and he showed his really strength now, and he's got his win locked into the playoffs, and so that's very good for that team.
Yeah, I'm really mad at myself because I was going to pick Cindric, but then I saw that Kyle Busch was in the roster, and I was like, you can't really beat him here. But he beat himself, or the car beat him. Not that it ran over him or anything, but it just failed on him at the wrong time.
Yeah, he broke something in suspension and had to go to the garage. So, I picked AJ, and I thought AJ's really very good at Watkins Glen, and seemed like he always comes down that very last lap, and then AJ just couldn't get to it. I know Cindric had he had the newer tires, and so he really ran him down. So.
Yeah, and we'll get to it in a little bit later, but that pass for a lead really didn't matter anyway.
I know.
All right, so stage one, Kyle Busch will get the pole by a large margin. It wasn't even funny. It was just, almost by a second. So, really crazy fast lap by Kyle Busch, and I'm pretty sure he still wasn't very happy with the car. So, that's when you know it's really bad.
Yeah, he's never is really happy with the car. It's always something to handle him, but he's always fast in Xfinity cars, and he runs very well. Everybody's just like, it's going to be a Kyle Busch show.
Yeah. And so, with that, Austin Cindric would get around him, and the first corner was all like, did Cindric come here to beat Kyle Busch? But then, shortly after that, Kyle Busch would just cruise right on by him. Then with Tyler Reddick, who qualified in the top 5, I believe, he would miss the bus stop, and just huge mistake early on. That would cause Chase Briscoe to get some grass in the grill, because Tyler Reddick would just mow the grass a little bit and throw some grass on Chase Briscoe.
Yeah, it's not good to get grass in the grill, and it could overheat, and don't miss the bus.
I want to get the kids to school, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so then we had a nice battle with Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, and AJ Allmendinger. Bell and Blaney were battling way too hard, and AJ just flew right on by. It was a 2-for-1 special.
Yeah, I mean, AJ, he's very good at braking and on these road courses and making good moves.
They would have a caution for Joey Gase, who'd be stopped, couldn't get going. Then we'll see some strategy right there. Some would pit, most did not. Ryan Blaney would be one of those that would pit. Kyle Busch would lead. They would have a caution for Justin Allgaier. He would get dumped by Ross Chastain. I don't know if that was intentional by Ross Chastain, but we all know Ross Chastain drives really aggressively.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who it is. Maybe this incident really helped him calm down a little bit. Driving aggressive can be good. This is one of the cases that it was bad because, championship contender was, almost taken out. That crash could have been a lot worse for Allgaier. And then, Ross isn't really running for points.
Yeah, Allgaier, he's fairly comfortable in the points right now. But really, he don't need a DNF because somebody like Ross Chastain take him out of the race. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as having a cup guy, I guess, even though it's the truck guy going up. So, that's a debatable thing to talk about. Should these guys even, be racing here or to race for experience? That debate is still ongoing.
It's possible. I mean, Ross Chastain, he's going to give it his all every lap, and I don't know if he's got behind on his braking or what, but he's just part of road course racing.
Yeah, he just overdrove the corner, and Allgaier was unfortunately right there, and it's just an unfortunate incident. They would have the next
kind of spun like a watermelon, right?
Yeah. They would have Kyle Busch versus Bell. Then Austin Cindric would pit before the stage ended, but that's not all. Would have another crash. Justin Allgaier would get back up there, fresher tires. He'd run down Chastain. He just wanted to send a message. Went through the carousel, bumped into Chastain, and he smashed a watermelon.
Yep, pretty much. He just went in the merry-go-round. It just kind of, Allgaier, you can really tell he was driving hard trying to get to the bumper, trying to push him a little harder into the turn than what Ross Chastain wanted to do, and pretty much ended the day because it just tore his car all up.
Yeah, and I think really this is Allgaier. He's been pushed around in the past couple of weeks, not just by Ross Chastain, but Austin Cindric's got into him a couple times, and even some of his own teammates. So that was just weeks and weeks of just pent up anger at some of these guys, and he just wasn't having it today.
Yeah, I guess he really wants to win. He drives really great every week, and just think he get the finishes that he really wants, and so some of this frustration maybe comes through. So especially when somebody like that just spins in a turn, and I don't know.
Yeah, someone that's not even declaring for points is racing you that hard. So I do think it was a little exaggerated, but also you can't really blame him.
No.
I mean, if you get wrecked, you gotta, you stand up for yourself, and
that's part of racing. I mean, you go to the grassroots racing, on the short tracks and the dirt tracks, and somebody wrecks you. What are you gonna do? You come back out there and wreck them back. So
send them through the grassroots.
Yeah.
All right. So that was an interesting wreck there, and with that, Kyle Busch would win the stage, and so Allgaier would just keep going, and kept his nose down and had a good solid day.
Yeah.
In stage 2, it'd be Christopher Bell versus Ryan Blaney on the restart. Ryan Blaney would take the lead. Bell would stay out. He didn't pit on that caution, so trying a little bit of a different strategy, and then would have a little bit of issues with Kyle Busch at that point. He would, with the strategy, he got put back around 13th or 14th, somewhere in there. He was just cruising his way back. He's much faster than everyone else, pushing the car way too hard, which really I don't think he should have pushed it as much as he did. But it's Kyle Busch, you're going to be driving as hard as you can. And then got around the leader, Ryan Blaney, and then I believe it was a tie rod that just snapped on him, and he went for a little ride.
Yeah, he jumped the curve a little bit, and it looked like the way he landed didn't really look too good, because he went in the next turn and it didn't turn. So he broke the tie rod, and he had a really fast car, and he was on fresh tires then, and ran real hard, and just hit the curb a little wrong, and the car didn't last.
Yeah, and it was my pick for the fast picks, and you said he was going to spin.
Sorry.
He kind of did, so don't blame the car, blame him.
I was just joking around a little bit, just trying to cause some controversy, but yeah.
Yeah, but with that, it's really unfortunate for Joe Gibbs and Kyle Busch and that whole organization, but for everyone else, everyone else was fighting for second the entire day. Now they're thinking, oh no,
I'm going to win.
This is my chance. I've been running second and third. I can definitely get the win here today.
Yeah, it's always funny when Kyle Busch is in Xfinity race and something happens to him, and then everybody else is like, oh, yes, let's go, and it's like the aggression just goes up right after he falls out of the race. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fairly chill race besides the whole Allgaier Chastain incident, but now it's ramped up even more.
Now it's anybody's game. So.
Then AJ would beat Ryan Blaney for the stage win, so neither of those would really get any stage points, but
yeah, they would get in the turn one right there, and Blaney would get a little bit of damage on the front end. I believe AJ just went a little wide, didn't he?
Yeah, and I believe with AJ's disqualification, I guess I should say Ryan Blaney won the stage.
Yeah.
In stage 3, it would be AJ versus Blaney. John Hunter Nemechek would spin Ryan Sieg. I believe that was under commercial, so we don't really have too much information about that.
Yeah, it's coming into the bus stops, and yeah, John Hunter Nemechek, he's right there on the inside, and just kind of they ran out of room. They just fight for the same spot, and he kind of pushed Ryan Sieg right through it.
Yeah, just unfortunate. Ryan Sieg was having a great day, and I believe that would send him to the garage. So we do want to give a shout out to the ones who found Dale Jr. in the thumbnail. So thank you, SkyTrace29 and Walker Bulldog, for finding Dale Jr. in the thumbnail. They've been consistently playing the game, so thank you for playing along.
Yes, we really appreciate everybody enjoying this little game we play on Twitter and trying to find Dale. Maybe one of these days Dale might find himself.
Yeah, he's probably really confused, getting these notifications every week. Everybody,
I'm right here.
probably thinks he's a ghost, Where's Dale at, So he probably thinks it's really weird, but who knows? All right, so back to the race. Jeremy Clements would spin, no caution. Brandon Jones would have a drive-through penalty for
driving through many
pit stalls. So a drive-through for a drive-through.
Yeah.
Pull up to the next window, please. All right, so next up we'd have Tommy Joe Martins, who was driving for a new team, Carl Long's team. So he would spin. I know that's a bad time to bring that up, but anyway.
I gotta get some TV time, so here I go.
But he did get to have a ride along with Kyle Petty earlier today, and it was really cool to watch that segment during the practice session. So,
okay.
Again, bad time to bring all this stuff up, but he would have no caution. So a caution for debris with Garrett Smithley because of the chain reaction. Tommy Joe just gave him a little tap, and
that's pretty. I mean, I don't want to see anybody wreck, but it's pretty cool because he come up the Smithley, tap his door, spun around in front of him, and continued on. So like,
yeah, and then Smithley drove around for a few laps, maybe a lap, and then to quote Dale Jr., the carcass
of the tire.
The carcass is laying on the track, so I'm pretty sure everyone was like,
what?
Did someone fall out of the car? Or
did somebody hit a deer or something?
Or, some sort of bird, rabbit, or what's out on the track. But it was a tire carcass, and that would cause a caution.
Yeah, the tire carcass, as Dale Jr. called it, fell in the grass. But, Smithley, he got on back to the pit road without a front tire. And, somebody else come through the grass and just knocked it all off on the track, and had some sheet metal out there, so they had to cross.
Yeah, and a moment of silence for our fallen tire.
Yep.
Anyways, then we'd have, that would be about, somewhere with 12 to go, somewhere in there. Austin Cindric would decide to pit, and
from the lead.
The lead, and we're all thinking,
what did you just do, man?
Why? Why did you do that? That was yes, Justin Allgaier's got fresher tires, and I guess hindsight's 2020. It was a good move in the long run.
I mean, it's very very controversial call at the moment. It could have went either way, but it really worked out for Austin Cindric, and I believe we'll get to that in a minute, but. It was a good call by him at that time.
Yes, and then we'd have a big wreck on the next restart. Cindric would start in 9th, had to claw his way up there, but he had to avoid a big wreck with the 11. Briscoe was right there, had a good run on the 11, and then I believe it was either the 20 or the 7 who was right there. Also, Haley had nowhere to go. He just
spun around, and unfortunately, there's another car there. And I mean, he's running very well. Most of the day, top 10. So it's unfortunate for that team. I mean, Haley's almost. I mean, he continued on, but he had a lot of damage in the front end.
Yeah, so that allowed Cindric to get up to sixth, and still on the outside, so he's still at some sort of a disadvantage.
Yeah.
And then on the next restart, it'd be AJ versus Christopher Bell. And then Bell would almost spin. I don't know how in the world he didn't. I mean, he was completely sideways. I guess, with his dirt experience, he was able to collect it. But that would allow Austin Cindric to just fly right on by all those cars.
Yeah, it's really Bell's fault for trying to cut across the nose of Allgaier. He was trying to go 3 wide right there past turn 1, and with Bell and Allgaier and Reddick, and Allgaier was a sandwich.
Yeah.
But and then Bell was a little bit further ahead, so he got spun around. And honestly, if it was anybody else, it probably spun completely around. But Bell, he had to save it the century probably, because he was dirt tracking it. He just kind of drifting and continued on. But it really helped Cindric to get around all them.
Yeah, dirt tracking in a road course.
Yeah.
See something new every day. So then Cindric would just have to hit his marks, get to AJ. So Cindric was right there on his bumper with about 3 or 2 to go. And then Cindric would finally get around him. Then AJ would get to this move, push him in the corner a little too hard. And we thought maybe that was it. AJ was gone.
Yeah.
But Cindric clawed his way back. Looked like AJ just missed the turn 7 or 11 or 12, whatever number it is. Everyone numbers it different numbers. So AJ was able to miss that, I guess, because of the move he did.
Yeah, it just killed the momentum. Probably.
So he couldn't really get through there as good as he wanted to. That allowed Cindric to get right there beside him. Cindric would go back to the lead, and he would claim his first Xfinity Series win. And then after that, AJ was declared disqualified, I guess, because some of the damage that happened to him on the racetrack.
That's really unfortunate. You get some damage in the race, and then they send you through tech, and then you just get disqualified just because the damage you had. But going back to the end of the race, I could really see AJ when he was going through the carousel. He was very loose in there, and that's where Cindric was very fast. So I kept seeing Cindric catch him right through the carousel, and I was like, yeah, that's probably going to be his passing point. And it was. So it was very, very good. I mean, he was hitting his marks the way he needed to, and driving a very smart race. And I believe Cindric's come a long way in the season, and he's going to have some more wins.
Yeah, and this confidence is really going to take him a long way because we're going through a stint of road courses. I believe it's Mid-Ohio next that we go to, so he's going to go there, and I believe he led most of the laps last year, and he's going to go there with that confidence of winning Watkins Glen, beating out, even though Kyle Busch had mechanical issues, but he beat out teammate Ryan Blaney, Cup guys, and also the big 3 and Christopher Bell, and I guess you could say last year's big 3 Justin Allgaier. So
and the big road course racer AJ Allmendinger.
Yeah, he put on a show. He beat everybody.
Yeah, he beat everybody, and they put on a definite good show. I was up on the edge of the seats, like, well, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? So even the guy I picked was winning. I was like, man, I'd like to see Cindric win too. So it's pretty awesome.
Yes, congratulations to Austin Cindric and Team Penske. It was a great race. They just performed really well in the closing laps. Great strategy by Brian Wilson. It was definitely one that I wouldn't do if I was sitting in his shoes there. But it was definitely a smart move.
Yeah, sometimes these crew chiefs, they just got to, they go with their plan and they stick to it, and it's a tough call. It can go either way. I believe went for the pile up at the end of the race. I ain't sure if he could have caught him.
Yeah, if he would have got up to second, it'd have been more interesting, I guess, that way. everyone would have declared AJ the winner, then that would have been real big if that would have happened. But thankfully, the winner is the actual winner.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was our review from Watkins Glen. And
we hope they just invite us to the celebration at Team Penske. So.
Yeah, I mean, we give them all this hype, So
oh yeah,
it'd be great. So Team Penske, we invited or not? All right, so we hope you enjoyed it. We also want to say thank you to the two who subscribed during the race. I'm not sure if you watched the Fast Picks or not, but welcome, and hope you enjoy our race reviews and our Fast Picks throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank y'all.
And if you enjoyed this video, of course, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow for our Cup Series race review. We know it's going to be a good one, hopefully as good, if not better than the one we saw today. And so join us then, and we'll see you there.